I am gonna be honest and say that if it wasn't for Gerry, one of the highlights of this trip. Hello and good morning. It is day 5 and 15th of June here in New York. Hi Gerry, good morning. Started this day a little bit later than all the others. It is currently 10:56 a.m. It is probably the latest we've ever started any day. That's because I had a lot of work to finish in the morning before coming here for clients and things back home. Some people have been asking me on Instagram, because the stories have been rolling out even before the vlogs naturally, right? How are you managing like other things and commitments? I wake up at 6 a.m. New York time, coordinate with the team in India, work, and then every night when we get back to the hotel, I work for another 1.5 hours. That is how I'm getting my edits lined up. That is how I'm getting my other content lined up. That is how I'm coordinating on other collaborations and things and verified things. So yeah, I'm not really on vacation mode. I'm more on just travel mode, because I'm doing travel content. And when it's 35 days, 5 weeks, over a month, I can't just say bye-bye to work. It doesn't come to me very naturally in any case. So Gerry and I right now are headed to breakfast, a very, very late breakfast. We're headed to Pret a Manger. Yeah. And we're gonna eat something there. I'm super hungry. I'm fully one of those people that needs breakfast like as soon as I brush my teeth. I've mentioned that before for sure. And I'm looking forward to nashta. I'm walking around with a stain on my outfit that I have only realized after reaching like the start of this lane. We've been walking for only 3 or 4 minutes. Walking over here has been a lot. Literally yesterday we walked 14,000 something steps. I walked 14,000 something steps, and I'm going to insert a screenshot over here in case you want to take a look at it. It's been great because I feel like we're also eating a lot, and then we're balancing it out with walking a lot. It's fun, it's work, it's play. Just the way I like it. I am wearing this lovely outfit from Studio Row today. I initially thought I was going to wear this on my birthday, so I was saving it, but then I picked something else for my birthday, and I'm wearing this one today. Hello! People over here are like super friendly. Every time you walk by anywhere, you're getting into a lift with anybody, everyone's always asking you about your day. They're always wishing you and greeting you, which is really, really nice. Signal is, let me show you. The signal is white, and you do get tickets for breaking signals over here. Even pedestrians can get tickets for not following the road rules properly. Got done with having breakfast at Pret a Manger, and I have to be really honest with you, the food was very average, below average. We were declined literally warming up a croissant, and I like to have my croissants warmed up, so that was a little bit weird. But I also have to give props to the staff, because Gerry forgot the Insta360 camera at the counter while checking out, and we realized after eating, and we went back to the counter to check whether that's where he had left it. And the staff had very nicely kept it aside and said, here you go. So I have to give props to the staff for that. But the food, strictly average. And I don't drink coffee, but Gerry had the coffee there, and he did not like it at all. So I haven't been to the one in Mumbai as yet. I've heard it's great, but this one, unfortunately, not so much. The hangar deck over here, which is where things start off from, especially if you have the New York pass. This is just going to be so interesting. And Gerry's already gone ahead gigging out. I love it. So basically this is a warship that they've turned into a museum with all of these different aircrafts that they used to carry. Of course, not all different varieties. This is for the sake of this exhibit. And when you come here, you can get an interactive guide. You can see the signage over here.
I don't have to party to have fun, you see. I got different.
I love that there's so much reading material to know exactly which aircrafts were used when and how. And also interesting information over here, like its length, wingspan, height, empty weight, the number of people it can have. Like a lot of this crew is just one, for example, and its armament and everything else. If you are into things like this, then 100% would recommend. I am going to be honest and say that if it wasn't for Gerry, I don't think I would do as many museums, because I like the museums, but obviously only up to a certain point. But I think having him with me on this trip is kind of making me see the things in New York that I haven't seen before, which is kind of cool too. It's kind of like us as a couple, a little bit mix of this and that. We're a khichdi.
The Intrepid, as Aanam said, is a decommissioned aircraft carrier which has been moved on the side of New York. It has loads of aircrafts, loads of helicopters that you can just walk around, read the history of. What we also did was get into the aircraft carrier itself, look at the cramped spaces that these guys used to operate in, look at the radar ship, look at the steering wheel, go through the engine room, etc., etc. We also had an opportunity to go on the original aircraft carrier's elevator, which basically was used to get aircrafts up onto the deck. And one level down was a gift shop, and also the entire history of the aircraft carrier itself, from the date it was commissioned to the date it was decommissioned, in what all operations it took part in, and in wars, etc.
We're walking near the piers over here in the same line from the Intrepid Museum. Now we need to head to Koreatown to have lunch, to go to Empire State Building right after. And I know I have some subscribers coming to meet me that side as well. We've looked up a few different ways on how to get there, and we want to avoid the 30-minute walk because boy, we're tired. So we have decided to get our hands on these Citi bikes that are very, very popular over here. It'll still be about 20 minutes. But we will be less tired, and you can always take public transport in the sense of like taxis and stuff, but we're going to end up spending a lot more if we do that. Gerry, see, the Citi bikes are all coming from there, so it's somewhere this side. Yeah, gonna try to find this Citi bike dock at the moment and figure and update you from there. Okay, literally we've just reached, and I saw the app updating. It went from 6 to 5 to 4 to 3 to 2. And now it's showing only one, it's showing only one classic bike, but they have bikes here. Those are the electric bikes, which are much more expensive. They charge you by the minute. These, you get according to the 30 minutes. I'll give you details when I'm less breathless in the voiceover. We need to figure out which one the e-bikes are and which ones the classic bikes are. This is a classic one because there's no e anything, so hold on to this. And that's a classic one. And that seat is much lower, so I can sit on it. Otherwise my feet won't reach, which is my biggest problem. Oh my god, even in the lowest one. Gerry, I don't know, I'll have to test this out before doing this. There are cycle bike lanes everywhere, so it's quite safe. Unfortunately, we had to take a taxi. None of the Citi bikes that we were at the station of are available. Oh my god, look, there's a station right here for Moscow. But I guess we were just meant to rest in a taxi. But for the next destinations, we're definitely going to try the Citi bikes because we haven't given those a go as yet. Empire State Building. This is right behind from where we were having lunch. So very excited for this, and I'm very excited for Gerry to experience this. The Empire State Building is one of those classic must-do things in New York. It's almost impossible to go through as a tourist in New York without seeing this absolutely historic, iconic structure that was built in barely 13-14 months, by the way back when. It is absolutely fantastic because you get a 360-degree view, but apart from that, before you even go up, you get to see so much about the history and the little details on how this place was built. Apart from that, you also get to see all of these movie posters and moments that the entire structure, the Empire State Building, has been included in, which I think is just a really cool, very Hollywood-esque touch. The lift takes you up automatically to the 80th floor. They have this really cool mini movie of sorts playing on the roof, which distracts you from all of the movement. And after that, you can choose whether or not you want to go further to the 86th or even further. We're up so high, 80 floors. Wow. And then you take the second elevator to go up to the 86th floor. Let's go find that in a bit. I want to enjoy this view for a quick second. I love how there's arrows and directions everywhere that tells you what direction Grand Central is in, United Nations, Times Square, etc, etc. And then you have these really cool high-res optical visuals that you can peep in and look at based on, this is High Line, for example. And this is where you get to go outside, because that was indoors and this is indoors and outdoors, but of course everyone's gonna go outdoors. Wow, the weather just got a whole lot better. It's so nice and pleasant over here. We're on floor number 86. Okay, so a couple of things to note. There is a QR code under every one of these super binoculars, let's call them, because I don't know the actual word. And you can get some more info on the direction and the thing that you're looking at. And the second thing to note is that there's an 80th floor indoor, which you just saw. This is the 86th floor, I'm sorry, indoor and outdoor. And then there's one more floor above, which I think is the 90th floor, if I read that correctly. You can get a add-on pass to go all the way there. We're not going to be going there, and from what I have seen in other videos, it's, you know, it's like you're not missing too much. Also over here, I want to very straight up tell you, it is the most stunning view, but your photos are not going to be as good as this. They're going to be like this, with grills everywhere. Obviously this is a good thing, it is for safety, but if you're coming here for, you know, a photo op, make sure you keep that in mind. If you're a genuine tourist traveler, not just doing it for the gram, you will enjoy this because there's genuinely some really stunning views over here. But I have seen a few people get disappointed because of the obvious amount of grilling that this place has. Wow, okay, I could see the top of it over here. So yeah, I just want to give you that disclaimer a little bit in advance, so you have that in mind in case you're coming here only for the gram, which I hope you want. I feel like one has to come for all of the experiences, and then the gram is the bonus, of course. But this is just the most stunning view, and the fact that you get all four sides of it, like a 360-degree view into New York City, is fantastic. Mr. Gerard Jairanjan, for your first time at the Empire State Building, what are you thinking?
I'm impressed.
You're impressed? You're impressed that they built it in a year, in 14 months?
13 months.
There's a slightly annoying tourist child on the other side who's being so loud and yelling since when. I thought I left her on the other side, but she's here now as well, so we'll ask Gerry these questions later, I guess. So we just got done with the Empire State Building. Easily one of the highlights of this trip, because I feel like when you get to see the city from like a 60-degree view, it is just something else. It sounds like, oh, you're just looking at buildings, but the architecture of New York is just unparalleled. It's something else when you get to see it from up top, with a mix of the amount of gardens they have and bridges they have and all of that kind of stuff. There's just something very, like, I understand why people romanticize New York so much. And I'm someone who's a little bit more of an LA over New York person, but I've come to New York after so long that I'm fully understanding the romanticizing of this city. You know what I mean? Maybe I come a few more times and I'll fall in love with it even more. Already quite a bit in love with it. But the only downside, of course, is the fact that it is really crowded. And this coming from someone who lives in Mumbai. We were just talking about this last night, that the next time we come to New York, because there will be... We don't want to stay around the Times Square area.
God damn! God damn! God damn!
That was a little bit scary, but okay. There's a lot of this that we've experienced on the streets, by the way. Like, one of the things everyone in common has told us about taking the subway here, like I mentioned in yesterday's vlog, was about just if people, if you see strange things about people, just ignore it, don't react to it, don't respond to it. Anyway, what I was saying was, Gerry and I were talking about this last night, that when we do come to New York the next time, we probably just won't stay around the Times Square area, even though it is so beautifully, perfectly centrally located. It is very crowded, of course, apart from the fact that the hotels can be expensive. You will get the deals, you will get the budgets, but from what I'm noticing around, going a little bit out of Times Square even can considerably drop the prices, and it's still all very walkable, or it's just a subway ride away. Make sure you watch yesterday's experience if you have not. Make sure you do go watch it, because I really broke down the subway system of New York for you based on our experience, and again what I've been told by my local friends who've been kind enough to offer their guidance to us. Okay, we're walking to elsewhere, but just spotted the Harry Potter exhibit. This is an exhibit that moves from city to city, so if you are a huge Potterhead like me and would like to go over to the exhibition, make sure to check their website out. We're not going here only because I have already done the store a couple of days ago, and we watched The Cursed Child play on Broadway a couple of nights ago. Apart from that, and this one is going to be a little bit of a spoiler alert, we are going to Los Angeles later on this trip, and we are going to be doing Universal Studios over there. And Universal Studios has a lovely Potter world. In fact, when I was there in 2016, they had just opened it, so it wasn't even like fully open. Only 2 or 3 of the rides were open, and only parts of like Hogsmeade was open, and then of course it became full-fledged over the last few years. So I'm really looking forward to going back there. So we're skipping the exhibit today because we've done enough Potter-ness for New York. But on the Los Angeles leg, we will see a little bit more Potterness in Universal Studio. Just gonna throw that out there in case you're not doing LA at any point of time or not visiting anytime soon and would like to see the exhibit. I believe it's supposed to be amazing. I've seen images and website and this and that, but today we're gonna give this a pass. Maybe on one of the other days if I'm feeling like it, who knows, I might change my mind. Let's see. Another thing I want to share with you is the world's largest department store. Macy's is over here in New York. Now, of course, there's Macy's all across the country, but this one is the world's largest store, as it says. I want to come back here, or let's see if we can go now, because I wanted to check it out, of course, and film some content in there, because I thought that would be amazing. Let's figure out what we have time for basis the rest of the flow of the day. But I wanted to put it out there in the vlog in case you are a shopaholic like me. I think you might want to come here. And FYI, there's like this cute little garden square thing over here. So a lot of room to sit, even in the busiest parts of the city, which is like just a really cool thing that I want to appreciate. Speaking of place to sit, there's actually a whole gap area over here where people are working out. Again, this is what I mean by just having good enough space and the utilization of it all, that this is such a busy area. And there's still a garden, and there's still, you know, people working out over here, and people on chairs, sitting, covered comfortably, just appreciating that aspect of the city. Also have to appreciate the people over there who are willing to work out there on the road without, you know, just fear of judgment. That's really cool. Oh, this is a fab day, but to be honest...
Okay, you want me to be like you?
This kind of reminds me of like Mumbai in the 90s. I will see you from thoda aage.